Recently, we had our first real alliance war with this new account. We're going up against Dragon Medics. They're full alliance. They're stronger than we are, so this is going to be a little bit challenging, and they have stuff on defense. So it's a great time to show what we can do in the early game. Let's take a look at our good characters and the matchups that they had. Our first fight will be this extreme X-Men going into this A-Force team composition. Now, typically my rule of thumb is I'm going to take my team, find another one that's close to that power level, punch up, and we're gradually, as time goes on, make the punch ups bigger as you figure out what your teams can actually handle. My teams have blue gear, their teams are in orange gear. Gear makes a difference. Let's see how it gets on. All right, we're logging in, and we want to be mindful we got 2 priority targets on the board. Minerva over there on the far left because she can revive characters, and then we got Nico in the middle because she can remove and flip our positive effects, which is what's going to make us strong. So we got Minerva hemmed up. We'll go ahead and ability block Nico. Behind her on the right, we also have Jessica Jones, who can remove the negative effects that we just applied, freeing up those characters and causing us problems. Gambit Ping takes care of Minerva. Jessica Jones removes the stun. We can still reapply with Gambit. Gambit's such a good character. He's such a good character. So for the rest of the match, he's just going to start do that out of turn damage, those pings, and whittle down our opponents. Right? We're all healthy. We're green. Gambit continues to retaliate. Really makes the matchup easy. We got this one under control. We got this one in the bag. The Extreme X-Men is a great team. If you have them unlocked, go ahead and invest in them. They'll do you some good. But yeah, this one looks like it is in the bag. Let's see what our next fight brings. We have the Hive Mind going into the Inhumans. Hive Mind's a new team. Inhumans are our old team. It's a punch up. We have defense down in this room, but we're not super worried about it. Right? New is better than old. This is why you always invest in the newer teams. Loading in, we have Karnak on the left-hand side. He's a tank. We need to ability block him because we don't want him to be the one to take all the hits. Between Yo-Yo's ability to give you offense down and then the tank having defense up, it just really makes it difficult for you to do damage. So we got everybody hemmed up in the corner. Go after Quake next because she can slow our team down. We know with the Hive Mind, we want to go fast. She's out of there, so that's a good deal. Gwenum will try to stun Black Bolt. It doesn't land, but it's okay. We're still doing damage. We can spread now the ability block from Karnak to these other individuals that he's matched up with. So 4 out of those 5 are hemmed up. They can't do anything special. Red Goblin's turn, so he'll do his flyby. That should knock Karnak off the map. Yep. Black Bolt went into the red, so we got more speed on the Hive Mind team, which now allows Red Goblin to go again, and this one is in hand. Again, new team versus old. The results are probably typical, but hey, these are the matchups that you're looking for. And as you get better with your teams, you'll understand how big of punch-ups you can do. Always invest in the newer teams. They're the ones that are going to do the most good for you and keep your count moving ahead. We have the Sinister 6 going in on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians are one of like the second or third team to ever come into Marvel Strike Force. They're really old. They're really weak in this case. But again, the room has defense down. It is a bit of a punch up. We're going to go ahead and give it a shot. They were the closest in power in this room. So let's see how it goes. Loading in once again. Threats on the board. Well, first, I guess we're stopped by Drax, right? Drax is a pre-taunting tank, so he automatically taunts, but we can remove that with Vulture as we did here. We're deciding between Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon. Star-Lord is going to give energy. We don't necessarily want that. We decided on Rocket. We took some of their green stuff. We got green stuff of our own. Look at all those positive effects, and we're adding more positive effects. So we're good to go. We're primed and ready, so it's time to unleash what we have. We'll go around the world here with Spider Slayer. Not an enormous amount of damage, right? Not an enormous amount of damage. We're expecting more, but hey, that's what happens in the early game. You're not 100% sure what T4s you have, what T4s the opponent has. So every team doesn't work as you expect. We remove the taunt from Groot. We'll slide over to Mantis. So look at the damage that Mysterio did compared to the damage that we saw from Slayer. Vulture, another great hit. We didn't want to remove Groot early because he gives these buffs to everybody. We'll flip everything with Mysterio. So maybe that wasn't such a bad move. Traditionally speaking, you know, Sinister 6 is a great team. Sinister 6 is a great team. Traditionally speaking, you want to be careful about removing that Groot early because you don't want the team to get a bunch of positive effects. But easy win. New Avengers into Red Skull Hydra. And you see our power levels are going down. That Red Skull, he's got orange gear. He's pretty strong comparatively speaking to what I have. Old team versus new team. Still, there's some tactics we need to keep in mind. Since people get Red Skull early, this is a team you might see. If you have an option, you're going to go after the medic. Okay, you're going to go after the Hydra medic. As long as Red Skull has charges, he's going to revive characters. We're going to try to keep Red Skull under control. Every time a character gets revived, they usually do something. So this individual must not have, again, we don't know going in the ability materials that they had. They must not have a bunch of high abilities because these characters aren't doing anything. I have Quicksilver here. I should have used the special on Red Skull. I wasn't thinking. I should have used a special on Red Skull. That would remove the charges. You also can't go after Red Skull right away because as long as there are Hydra members on the board, Red Skull reduces the damage he's taking. So if we were to hit, so he's the strongest character over there and his damage is being reduced by every, I can't remember if it's 10. We have to look it up. Can't remember the percentage, but as you'll see when we switch to Red Skull later, the damage is going to look a little bit different. All right, so there's one charge left on the Red Skull. I thought that would do it. I wasn't counting properly. We'll get rid of this individual. He can't revive anymore, but he has moves that can bring more into the game. Go around the world. Hopefully that gets rid of, oh, one left. He's down. So now we'll start going in on the Red Skull. So notice the damage. I did 8,000 there. He summoned more minions. And he has a move where everybody who's Hydra will attack. You see the difference in damage? Not a ton. Right, so 8,000 versus 4,000 and he has defense up. So I just remember that he has that move and he's ready to go. So if I don't get rid of these guys, they're all going to pile on one person, which can be a problem. So he takes his turn now. They pick Coulson. He survived it. That might have been different if all the members were still around. So we'll just continue to whittle through. I'm ignoring the other minion at present because it looks like our damage is decent at this time. So it's a win. It's a win. Pegasus going into, I'm not sure what this is. So this is the Astonishing X-Men, and we have Longshot on there. Kestrel helps. Kestrel helps because she'll stop Phoenix from becoming the Dark Phoenix. So good matchup. Kestrel is one of the strongest characters I have. So we could use her next time on a bigger team, or again, you'll take advantage of opportunities that people want to spawn in extra characters. So again, Dark Phoenix is a summon basically. So you remove Jean Grey from the board, she will summon the Dark Phoenix. When Kestrel's charged, it doesn't let that happen. So any characters that have summons or they want to revive, Kestrel will not let that happen once during the match. When it does happen, see, no Dark Phoenix. They want a Dark Phoenix to come in. Kestrel says no. So we have an advantage now. Pegasus is very strong. They're relatively new. So we see the extreme amount of damage they're able to do, especially with Kestrel handing out the pings. So we'll see what happens in the future. We'll try some bigger teams. Wondering if you have a limit in mind of what they could be capable of. I'm not sure. We'll find out as the season goes on. Bifrost into this hodgepodge team. So I have synergy. They don't. Again, notice the power level. We're trying to keep the power relatively even. That way I'm right. If I lose the match, it's because it's a totally bad matchup. Otherwise, as the player, I should be in control. All right, we're loading in. Again, I have 4 members of the Bifrost team. They have 5 random characters, so the match should be in my favor. But again, don't shy away from doing that. If you already have 10 teams that you're putting on offense, then you might as well, if you got people you're not using, you might as well slide them in for defense to make sure that someone has to use something to counter them. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit multiple man now to get him to spawn a clone of multiple man, because we have Icarus. We know that he'll be able to knock the little multiple man off the board. He'll get a double tap that removes Yo-Yo as well. The match is now 5 on 3, and we're gonna try to get through, let's see here, try to get through multiple man before he does his ultimate, because then he just spawns a whole bunch. Looks like that's what's, nope, he just regular clone because I hit him. Nah, he's doing it. Okay, he's doing it. All right, so it's fine. That mechanism is just made to make the game take longer so that you time out. So it doesn't matter. We pick the guy on that side to hit the main multiple man. As long as we get the main one off the board, it stops happening. We got some clones of our own. We see the mind control effect that Sylvie does automatically when it's her turn. She brings in Eliath. It's now all we got against Braun. Easy to, should be in the bag. Should be in the bag. We'll go ahead and finish it off with Val. So good. Boom. Nice. So what happened in the war as a whole? What was the overall outcome? Well, we got the victory. Congratulations to the Guardians of No Cap. Appreciate you guys. This alliance, everybody is here to play, participate, really test out the new player experience. Everybody's very aggressive, and that's all you can do, right? You can only control what you can control. Everybody showed up and played, and we got the win. I'm sure we're going to see Dragon Medics again because they're strong. They participate. You see there's an Apocalypse over there, so I'm sure we're going to be seeing them again in the war bracket that we're in. 26-0 for Guardians of No Cap. As long as we've been an alliance, things are going really good. So hey, if you have any questions about the new player war experience, please let me know. Go ahead and put those down there in the chat. We'll talk about it, see what we can do. We also have 4 logos here for Dragon Medics. Which one do you like? Which one do you think is good? 1 through 4. Again, let me know in the comments below. Hey, weather get nicer out there. Make sure you get outside, touch some grass, get some sunlight. You take care of yourself and your family. Peace.